much picturesque. Can't get a better home to grow up in. We moved from Pennsylvania down to Dawsonville, Georgia. When you move to a new town, you always just want to fit in with anybody. When you ask people where they go to church or if you're Christian, everybody down here is, so you feel comfortable. And after watching their example, you start doing what they're doing. And my relationship with God definitely changed. I went from really understanding and learning about who God really was to not really caring and expecting just Sunday service to teach me. I was all about soccer. Everything I did revolved around the sport. I'd play basketball just to be prepared and train for soccer. I was asked to go to Argentina for a month to train with one of the professional teams. And at that age, I could guarantee you I was going pro in soccer. And I was running cross country and wrestling.
On your toes, bring them in a little. Stay tight, crunch.
I started getting pretty decent at wrestling. So I got to the team regional match. And it was the last match of my season. I knew all I had to do was make it through, and I'd get back on the soccer field. And the guy did an illegal takedown, and my head hit the basketball court. Ended up having a seizure right there. It wasn't until about a week later, a guy on the wrestling team ended up hitting me in the back of the head, and I had another seizure. It was one of the scariest things I've ever seen. It wasn't until about 4 seizures later I actually had one from my dad. He called my mom, and he's like, Chris has epilepsy. The only thing I could think of was, I can't play soccer anymore. I mean, I was starting to have seizures about 7 to 10 times a week, and their last name were between 5 and 30 minutes. I felt like my friends were scared to hang out with me. It caused a lot of fear, anxiety, depression, anger. I doubted God a lot. Everything I learned up to that point, I didn't believe. I totally turned my back on him. I found some guys that would hang out with me and got into drugs and just kept running. After I got in trouble with shoplifting, I ended up just completely cutting off from everybody. I felt completely abandoned. I know people were in my life, but I didn't feel like they were a part of my life. And on my 20th birthday, my friends, we do what we always do and go to a Braves game for my birthday. And I got completely hammered. I wasn't ready for the night to end, so I drove over to my drug dealer's house to get some coke and got pulled over with a DUI, which is probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. My parents left me in jail for the weekend. In rehab, I had to study the Bible. My counselor told me there's no way I'm going to get sober if I don't trust in God. I realized that's real life. I have to stop blaming epilepsy and blaming others for my problems. I was just going for a run, and the sun was starting to set as I crested over a hill. And that's when it really hit me. Everything that I've been taught since I was born, and everything I've been studying in rehab about God is true. And that was the first time I truly believed in God. That's really what started helping me cope with all my past issues. When I finally truly met God, I was able to just cast everything aside and just give it to Him. And He'd give me peace. Every time I go run, I'd pray. People talk about the magnificence of Him. Whenever you see a sunset and you get hit with it and you truly appreciate it, you can actually feel Him. I have no idea where He wants me to go with my life, even now. But now I have confidence that I can just trust in Him and He'll take care of me. It wasn't until I was able to build a relationship with Him and continually chase after Him that I understood that He was coming towards me the whole time and just waiting for me. And understanding that opens the door to understanding grace. That is why I joined Impact at the Church of the Apostles, because it's just filled with people that genuinely love Christ and love you. Dave takes me out to lunch regularly, and we get to talk and build relationships there. And this is one of the first groups I've been in that I've been able to truly build relationships with people my own age. I'm going to thank him for his grace, because it blows my mind that he can love someone like me so much, and that he can draw me out of the depths that he's drawn me out of, clean me off, and make me a new sheet. Because the rag I was dirty, used, worn out, and hanging on by a thread. And with his blood just washed it and made it completely new.